what's up? Thanks for taking a minute to click on the video, if it makes it up. And it's going to be a little bit boring for a moment, but please take a minute to give a listen to what I have to say. I'm on the front lines here fighting for my rights, and the one step I've been real hesitant to take is to show the real effects of what it's doing to me, not to anyone, to what happens when your rights are violated. So first, I apologize that I do not have the video, my last video. I promised to have one coming out for Rob Schaefer's case. That's still coming out. Ran into some things, had to redo, found out some different information, had to redo some stuff, and then I was currently in the middle of editing that video, and my power's out, so I'm going to have to wait till I can figure out how to get my drive somewhere with my computer and finish editing that. And as soon as I can do that, I'll get that out there, because it is an important video. But so that'll be coming out. And I ran into a ton of problems, and I'm continuing to run into problems, and this is what they do. So I've been real hesitant to show some of the conditions I've been in way from the start. I've lived in my truck for the coldest 3.5 months of the year in 21 through 22, and was unlawfully thrown out of my house by the court, ordered to pay all the bills. I don't, forgive me if I go all over the place. I don't know where to begin, but there's where to go. I got a few important things that really people should hear. And please try to follow along. So currently right now I'm without power, and 7.5 days. I was the other week, so I was beginning, or I was in the middle of editing the Rob Schaefer's video, the video for that case. And well, in the meantime, my grandfather had passed away, so my brother stopped by here to pick me up for his funeral on the 2nd, and I got back here and my power was out, and so I can't finish that video yet. I can't get it uploaded yet. It's not. I got a few things to finish editing and then get it uploaded. Well, so that's been 7.5 days now, and when they cut my power, they cut, and I'll explain in a minute, I'll get to how this all comes into play, but they cut, so without power I have nothing. Everything I have runs off the electricity. I can't shower. I haven't showered in 7 days. I can't use no water, no toilets, nothing. I can't cook, I can't do nothing. And I'm running out of bottled water to share between me and my dog. And I've reached out to the Attorney General. The Attorney General's ignoring me. The Attorney General's office is ignoring me. Whether he's actually getting it or not, we'll get into how these people are now putting their, through my case now, we have new things are coming forward. We can prove that the banks control the local courts, and I'll get into that later, but I'm losing my house tomorrow on the 11th, depending when I can try to, if I have enough power to finish doing this video on my phone, and then can walk somewhere to get enough service to upload it, I'll do that. Today is the 10th of May, and tomorrow's the 11th. Tomorrow, on the 11th, the sheriff's department is auctioning my house. I'm in my house, and I'm not going nowhere. And this is becoming a very big problem. They're auctioning my house, and this is the same sheriff's department that caused all these problems to begin with, that have violated me, and then the prosecutor allowed them, and I'll get into, I have proof of everything I'm saying, and everything I'm saying was the same from day one through now. Only things I've changed is new stuff that's come to light. Their story keeps changing, and they keep getting around it, and you can go as high as you want. When you get too deep into it, everybody's telling you to bend over and take it. And this is sickening. It's sickening, okay? I'm out of power. And, okay, to be clear, I'm not blaming the electric company and saying, okay, you owe money, we're going to shut you off. Okay, right. Before that happened, I contacted the Attorney General and stated my case. Now, here's how I feel about this. I'm not saying shouldn't have to pay for electricity I'm using. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the state of Ohio ordered me for 4 months to pay for electricity in the highest amount during the coldest months, to pay for the electricity, all of the bills it took to live here, and refused to allow me access to any of that. So, one, I think they owe me that. Not the people, not the community, not friends and relatives. The state owes me that. The state caused this problem for me. The municipal court allowed this. And now it looks like maybe even the Attorney General is going to allow it, because here I am 7 days without power. Okay, and I've stated my case that I feel like cutting my services should be on hold until after, until this matter is properly settled. This is an ongoing matter, and I'm not giving up. They think the problem is, they want us to, this is what they want. Okay, we got you where we want. Just give up and take it. Just give up and go on with it, right? That's what everybody says. I understand there's people, well, why about this about you? Why ain't you done this? I understand there's certain things I'm having, maybe some mental issues with, but there's, who's going to defend me? Who's going to go through this? And it's time. We're losing our rights. And I'm going to show you how important my case is. You need to listen to what happens to my case, because it's important for especially anyone in Ohio. It will be a game changer because of this idiot prosecutor, Troy Essex. Malicious prosecution, breaking the rules. I have it. I have proof of all of this stuff. I've submitted it, and the court wants to ignore it and side with him. Okay, well then that means now the court is abusing that, and it was the court that ordered me out of my house. That on its own motion it says, and I proved that that was not right. Okay, they did not have right to do that. Okay, there is no victim, and I proved that. And now they want to say, well, because you took a deal. Well, my lawyer, I paid a lawyer. He's not a court-appointed lawyer. I paid my lawyer. And he was working, and I have proof. I will prove everything I say. I have proof, and other people have copies of this proof. Let's just say I really have enough reason to believe I'm in danger. So I will, if I get a chance, I will put numbers up of these agencies you can contact if you feel enough concern and want to make your concerns voiced. The Defiance County Sheriff's Department, Defiance County Law Department, Defiance Municipal Court, Ohio Attorney General. I got a list now of these people who keep adding themselves to possible lawsuits for violation of rights, conspiracy of rights, against my rights. You know, I don't have enough power to show to put up the stuff, but I got at the moment. But so now we're at. I did appeal. I did filed. So because of that, okay, the wrong thing to do is take a deal, and of course that's the wrong thing to do. But when you pay a lawyer and he, you know, convinces you, he tried to convinces you, even though the first I said right from the start, I'm innocent and my rights were violated. I did not harm nobody. I did not do something wrong, and my rights were violated. My lawyer, you know, before he takes my money, tells me how, oh yeah, you're probably right about this, you're probably right about that. And then I give him my money and well, everything's different now. Suddenly, oh, well, you know, there's just nothing there to prove that your rights were violated. We can't go on that. There's not enough there to prove that. Even though they are giving me criminal charges with no proof of anything, and I've proven all that, and I have proof. Well, I didn't know it, okay? So my lawyer convinces me there's no proof of my innocence, convinces me that if it went to trial, I would probably be found guilty because of the evidence, the way they could make the evidence look. And excuse me, I am sorry, please forgive me, whatever. You won't believe the stuff I'm having to deal with, okay? So, okay, my lawyer convinces me, tells me this, and then says, but I've told him the whole time, every time they came at me from the start with the same deal, and now the prosecutor's lying about it and saying, oh, they didn't do it till they got this affidavit, and they're lying, okay? And he came at me from the first pretrial with the same deal. Oh, you take this disorderly conduct and violation of a protection order. The violation of protection orders because they accused me of being in my own house because I was being stalked by the sheriff's department, and I left my brother's house they pull me over for no reason and find a bag of my own clothes in my truck and say, oh, that's evidence I was in my house. It's my house. First of all, you had no right to kick me out of my house. It's an unlawful order. It's an unlawful order. I don't care what they say. If it's an unlawful order, I will not follow it. And then we're going to get into where this is going. And I did not enter my house anyway. But had I, it doesn't matter. Okay? And my lawyer didn't do his job. Now, sorry. So I'm sick of not being in my own house, and he's convincing me that, and he tells me if I still want to go to trial, it's going to cost me $1,500 more before he can do that. I've already paid him enough money not to do, to do nothing, to stroke the prosecutor. He's right on his side, I guarantee it, and I got all this proof of it. Okay, so I take the deal, whatever, and then when I get out and I'm allowed to get to my house, I find out that the alleged victim actually was ignored by the prosecutor. She was not claiming to be a victim or whatever, and was ignored by the prosecutor. Because she was ignored by the prosecutor, she took her affidavit took her concerns to my lawyer. She contacted on her own my lawyer. Now prosecutors twisting all that up. And anyways, and said that this stuff didn't happen. Okay, so they had that, and then so because of that, I called my lawyer. I'm like, what? You know what? I want a copy of my case file because I want a complete copy of my case file because I'm going to appeal this. So he stalls me around, and I keep after him, and finally he gives me my case file after I could appeal. So he ruined my proper appeal. And so I filed a motion to withdraw. And we'll get into your options there. And the things I'm going to teach you is the things I've learned where you're not going to end up in this part of it, hopefully. But if you do, now I'm learning how to get through this. And so my lawyer, so then finally I get the case file, and it's filled with all the evidence of my innocence. Filled with the cop's admission to violating my rights in his own report. The other report that goes to the prosecutor, the cop said I was not figured to be a threat, nor was anyone harmed, or there's any evidence of any violence. And they still used that, the court, without having proper due process, and decided that, oh, that's enough reason to put on some protection order and kick me out of my house. Now, you can tell me I'm not allowed around somebody if you want. You can't tell me I'm not allowed in my house, especially when I'm the one that lives here. And then they order somebody else to live here and me to pay all them bills. This is a violation. And now here I am without power, and they're auctioning my house. I've been putting up with people looking in my windows while I'm sitting in my house, trying to come in my house. Okay, I come back from my grandfather's funeral and my brother drops me off. I didn't even realize my power was cut. I get out and there's some dude pulling up out of my driveway. I stopped. I said, hey, what do you think you're doing? Oh, are you looking at this house for the auction too? And I said, motherfucker, this is my house. Get out of here. This is what I have to deal with. Oh, they're not allowed to put this on hold because the state took over. They didn't have a right to kick me out of my house. I have claims on this, and they should not be able to foreclose on my house until this is figured out and properly done. I'm sitting here without electricity. No, the worst conditions you can figure, and they're doing it on purpose. Now, as soon as they cut my electricity, the prosecutor finally decides to submit his answer against my second motion to withdraw, because I showed up to court, and here's what's going on. I'm proving that the court is 100% in violation too, and so I filed my motion to withdraw, and they denied it, so I filed an appeal. So you wait almost a year for this appeal process, almost a freaking year. I've had to go through this. Meanwhile, also trying to stop the foreclosure on my house, being ignored on that. On every angle, I've contacted everybody. I've contacted everybody you can imagine. And they won't, So anyways, so during that process, I was ordered to take, as part of the deal, to take a batter's assessment. And I took the assessment. I went, took the assessment, followed orders, and then meanwhile, my appeal went in. So that technically put things on hold. But I took the assessment, and I got pictures I took of my phone of all the stuff, and I will upload those when I get a chance. And I will, prove all this. You can see how I answered all this stuff. And there's no professional that's not connected to the courts. There's no independent source, I guarantee it, that's going to say, oh, this guy needs some help, okay, right? So she tells me, oh, everything looks good. So I really don't think there's any reason for any further treatment. So, okay, I'll see you later, right? I leave, I come home. 2 days later, I get this voicemail on my phone that says, I didn't answer, I didn't know the number. And, well, it's the people from this Center for Childhood and Family Advocacy, right? And they're 100% connected to the courts, and I'm going to prove all this. Okay, they're part of the Judges Slush Fund, obviously, just like CCNO is. And we're going to break all this down, and this is why they're trying to shut me up. I'm in danger. Please listen, do what you can. I'm going to tell you what you can do to help. We'll get to that. And anyways, okay, so I get the voicemail, I listen to the voicemail, and she says, hey, this is I'll tell you what, the court won't let me, they keep finding all these excuses not to submit it to the record. But, I mean, you can tell me what they're saying.
Hi, Lawrence. This is Tara from the Center for Child and Family Advocacy. I was calling you to discuss my recommendations and actually just to discuss, I found the court papers for your recommendation to attend the Batterers Intervention Program.
So there's that. And I will maybe upload that again later. But I've submitted that several times, tried to submit that to the court. So anyways, my appeal goes. So that's that. Okay, then I go through the appeal, and eventually the appeal comes back and they denied my appeal. Why did they deny my appeal? Not because anything I answered was wrong, not because I didn't prove anything I said, well, because my lawyer didn't, made sure nothing was on the record. So all my claims, nothing's on the record. The appeals court only judges the record, okay? And I don't know, there's other things, but that alone should prove incompetence of my lawyer, right? Ineffective assistance of counsel, and that's what I filed for, and that should have proved it. Why would my lawyer not make sure my stuff's on the record? So now I'm trying to make sure this stuff gets on the record. So as soon as that comes back, as soon as they say, oh, his appeal was denied, boom, they hit me with court thing, and they're trying to send me to jail. I knew it. I told people, I called it. I told people, hey, watch out for this. They're going to try to send me to jail. So I put a copy of that voicemail on a disc, showed up to court, and knew it. He saved me to last, and this is what they're doing to me. They're saving me to last. And at their own pleasure saying, oh, well, we're not on the record. So the first thing he says to me, not, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm clear on how they feel about me. So he says, hey, you just want to go ahead and do 90 days right off? What for? I said, no, sir, I do not. No, sir, I do not. And well, why not? Why not? I said, first of all, where does the court get the authority to, the court don't have that authority to recommend me to attend the batter's courses, which are $150, $200 a shot, right? However many programs you go to, screw them. No, that's bullshit. Okay, you don't have right to prove that. Okay, you have to prove that. Okay, so he says, well, what is that? I want to submit this to the record. Oh, I don't know what that is. I said, well, this is the video, this is the recording of the voicemail of her, that the lady from the agency left me, saying that she found the court papers of the recommendation that I attend the batter's intervention course, right? Well, hold it right there. The court does not get to recommend that. So he doesn't want to submit it to the record. Oh, I'll have you know we're not on the record right now. I was just calling you in to see what was going on. I said, well, I want to refile my motion. I recommend you not be doing this. You could make things worse for yourself. He tries to tell me how, somebody who was up for murder tried to only got whatever sentence and then tried to redo his thing and then ended up getting the death sentence. I appreciate that. I appreciate you looking out for me, right? But no, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. And first of all, even at disorderly conduct, it's my house. I will decide what's disorderly in my house, on my property, plain and simple. Okay, this is wrong. And you didn't have a right to kick me out of my house. And he doesn't let me, so we're not on the record. So he gives me time to submit my motion, my second motion to withdraw. And I got that kind of late, so they called me into court again. I walked 10 miles from my house to court, knowing they was going to try to throw me in jail again. But however, I had gotten it submitted, so they postponed it. The judge was so kind of, how are you surviving? This is what's pissing them off, that I've survived this long. And so they're going to make sure to keep my power cut because they don't want me surviving because I'm defending myself. So yeah, it sucks. I haven't been working, but I my lawyer screwed me. I have no other choice. I've been defending myself, sitting here doing it. Now they're cutting me from any way of doing this. And, oh, how are you surviving? And I tell him barely, and he tries to tell me after I, make it clear that these guys have cost me my job. Okay, Rob Schaefer's case, they violated his rights because somebody called the police. And let's get clear about something. Ohio, screw you. It's a violation of your rights. I don't care what you think. It's a violation of your rights. You don't get to violate people just because somebody called the police. And now we can understand that the person that called the police and then the police, there's public and private, okay? So the public issue is with the police. The private issue is your private life. Now, I'm going to do my best not to be bringing out the private side of this, of my issue. It's no reason. I'm not trying to cause anything on other people. Rob's going about it a different way. That's up on him. I don't care. That's how you choose to handle your private side. So the person that called the police, he's blaming him or whatever. But the problem is that the police are the ones that violated the rights. They had no right. They got to first find something, not just because somebody called the police. There's where the problem is. So Rob's case, they pull him over. No reason to pull him over. They cost him his job. Because of what they did, he ended up losing his job because his job couldn't, you got to have a good license, and there's arguments on that. We'll get into Rob's case, but later, not today. Hopefully, I have a lot of this stuff addressed when I can get it up there. I'll do what I can to figure out a way to get that finished editing and uploaded. And my case, okay, they took my job from me. I want you to understand, they took my job from me. They did not cost me my job. My job was well aware of everything the whole time while I was living in my truck, showering at work in that nasty shower. And everyone was well aware of what was going on with me. All of them. Okay, I did not lose my job because of the charge. Okay, I lost my job because I threatened to sue. And I guarantee that, and I can prove that, okay? My lawyer, the final time, came at me before my final pretrial, came at me with the same deal again. And I said, look here, plenty of good words to say. I told you I'm not taking no deals. You go tell him, drop his case, or I'm going to sue him. And, the funny thing is, I leave out of there, and then 2 days later, I get just a few days later, I get a call from one of my bosses at work and says, hey, because I'm on third shift, he says, hey, don't show up to work until we get a hold of you. Joe Ellen, who is the owner, wants to speak to you. Okay. So I wait, and then finally I show up to work, show up when they call me to show up and meet with her, and I was in a meeting. So these people, she told me that if she started prying into my personal life, as soon as I told her I was being violated by the sheriff's department, and that my personal life was not in condition of my employment. She got very upset, and she said, well, if you can't share your personal life with me, I guess it's no longer going to work out here. Okay, that was, so I will tell you where this comes into play is that so the company's top management is on city council, and one or two of them is connected deeply with the sheriff's department. It's all proof. I'm not making none of this up. It's all proof, and it's all proven. And so there's no doubt in my mind that because I threatened to sue, they said, no, you're not. and they took my job from me. And there is also a much bigger connection that they are all members of, every one of them's Masons, okay? So all of them that's involved in my case, and then the employer and so the people who are there, you know, so currently I'm going to sue Defiance County Sheriff's Department, Defiance Law Department, Defiance Municipal Court, State of Ohio, Fountain City Leasing, aka Hornish Brothers Trucking, Ohio Attorney General Office, Doug Engel, Austin Little, Benjamin Mosier, Troy Essex, John T. Royce, Nicholas Fee, Joe Ellen Hornish, Mike Ketchum, Steve Waxler, Russell Herman, Logan Fry, Dave Yost. All of these guys, because they are one way or another currently involved in the violation of my rights, conspiracy to violate my rights. And I can prove it all, okay? Now, some of them are named simply by ignoring it. If you're a public servant and you are aware of these violations, it is your job to report them. Here I am trying to report them. Everybody's ignoring me, and all these public servants are charged now. And if you're watching this and you're a public servant, your job is now to report these violations that you're being made aware of. My life is severely violated. Okay, so, you know, I'm sorry I'm kind of all over the place. I don't have all my stuff in front of me, and none of this is rehearsed. I don't know what to do anymore. And they're going to try to auction my house tomorrow. What do I do to stop it? And who's auctioning it? And what? I'm refusing to leave. Okay, so how is this going to go down when the same people who caused all this on me show up to tell me it's time to leave? Because I'm not, and if you're considering bidding on my house, I wouldn't do it, because I'm not going nowhere. This is my property, okay? And I've done nothing wrong, and I'm not bothered nobody the whole time. I've bought my place. I've done all this stuff. And I will prove that the bank's been paid twice for this place. Twice. But that gets ignored. Okay? All this gets ignored. And, you know, so just take it and move on. Just take it and move on. Well, you know what? It's time, because if we don't do something about this, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? It's up to all of us to do our thing. And so the biggest thing I can ask you to do right now, you want to support this, is your thoughts and prayers. Let me get down to this. Everywhere, all this bull crap going on in this country, and shootings happen, or any bad thing happens, and now you got all these idiots coming out. Oh, we don't want your thoughts and prayers. We don't want you. Well, good. That means there's plenty of them for me. Okay, so send up your prayers for me. I'll take them. Okay, I'm not asking for your money. I'll take your prayers. Okay, I mean, I won't deny any donations, but I want donations because you're backing my work. I'm absolutely not trying to make people feel sorry for me. I understand that, my mom was talking to me the other day, and I feel bad for her for what she's thinking about. And I had to tell her, look, you might want to consider the possibility that they might try to come in here, shoot me. Okay, because they're plotting. Look what they did was Oklahoma not too long ago. See, I wish I had my power. I could show all this stuff. All these officials were plotting this journalist's death. What do you think they're doing to me? I'm coming after all of them. So I got, they're circling around my house all the fucking time. I got all these people. So yeah, I'll take your prayers and your thoughts and prayers. I'll take them. There's plenty of them out there, so I'll take them. Share my video, please. Help me get this word out. My mind's all over the place, and I can't even keep a straight mind anymore. Now they're doing all this, so I can't. Now they're going to try to foul up my chance to appeal. So I filed my second motion. Now they waited till my power was out and then answered it. And then when the prosecutor answered it, the judge pretty much, and I spelled out in this motion, and I will upload it when I get a chance. I spelled out each and every wrong and how this is wrong and how I should have my right to withdraw my plea. And all that does is put it right back in there, because the prosecutor knows he can't beat me. He knows he can't beat me. So instead, he's going to violate me. This is wrong. I'm the victim. There was no victim. I'm the victim now. And that's sad to say. And that's the truth. Okay? And so now here's the important thing. If I have to appeal, I have to fight for myself. Okay? Now, when this goes to appeal, the problem is here in Ohio is because the way he's answering this and the way he's going to try to answer it. And if we let them beat my appeal, then the new thing is no longer they can end up kicking you out of your house and start referring back, because they're already referring to my appeal that was just beat. They're already referring back on that, saying, oh, he's already using that. And that's what local courts do. The local courts all over will eventually find a way to appeal, to go back on State versus Steele and use that, how the courts decided against me, which means so that it must be okay to unlawfully kick somebody out of their house because they deem whatever they want to say, because they want to make their money. They threw me in jail so they could make money. 4 nights in jail. 1 night in jail because I supposedly harmed somebody. And it turns out that was a lie. Nobody was harmed, right? And the person that lied was a cop. He knew he was doing that. The prosecutor got the thing. He knew there was no reason I shouldn't have been in jail. Instead of saying, hey, we're sorry. We messed up on Rob's case. They said they waited 4 months. Why? We'll get into what they did to Rob. I guarantee you these investigations that's coming out from 11 investigates, they lied. And that's my thing. I'm going to tell you what you can do about it. 11 investigates didn't tell you what you can do about it. I'm going to tell you what you can do about it. And I'm going to tell you where the real problem is, and they didn't tell you. And, so he waited 4 months knowing he had nothing, and then tried to say, oh, well, the state didn't return the results, and he's a liar. He sat on them results because he figured Rob would cave and take some kind of deal. And that's what he's doing. And that's a violation of his rights. This is how sick and disgusting Troy Essex is. He's a piece of crap. Every one of these officials here are trash. And the judge want to accuse me of calling him a liar. He is a liar. Look here, Mr. Roars, you're a liar. I'm thumbing my nose at your court because you're thumbing your nose at my rights. You have no right to do that. You're trash. I've done nothing to deserve this. I have record of Troy Essex saying, well, he deserves to hit rock bottom, talking about me. Why? Why did I deserve to hit rock bottom? He has no answer for that. Why did I deserve to get kicked out of my house and lose everything I got? I have no transportation. I tell them this, and they say, oh, Judge Wurz is thankfully so nice to inform me of there's food banks you can go to. You can go to the food banks. Okay. Meanwhile, we kicked you out of your house, accused you of hurting somebody, and we sent boxes of steaks to your house that you weren't allowed to have. Okay. We provided everything. We made sure everything was provided. And now we made you a victim, and we're cutting off everything and telling you to go beg the community. I'm not begging the community. What's happening to me is not because of the community. It's not the community's responsibility. I am one of those people that help out with the community, always. And people know this. People who know me know this. Okay, I want to give. I'm not taking. Okay, so it sucks. It sucks. I did, as a last resort, call community action. Because the Attorney General says, nobody has any authority to help me out. Nobody has any authority. Nobody has any authority, really. But if I go fucking cut that red tag off that electric thing and turn on my electric myself, I guarantee you they all have authority then, don't they? Don't they? If I want to take a shower and try to go get myself some electricity, then they all have authority. Nobody has any authority to help now, though. Nobody has any authority. Nobody can do anything. My life's ruined. Nobody can do anything. It's a lie. We're going to figure this out. But here, I'm telling you, I'm on the front lines, and this is what happens. You want to support me, please do. So now their thing is they want to call me back into court immediately. Now that I have no power. I can't type up my stuff. I can't figure my stuff out. I can't get my next appeal written up. And I either now suddenly he puts in his thing, oh, well, we didn't. They try to act like they can't understand this voicemail that proves the court's involvement. Okay, first of all, the court violated me when they threw me out of my, allowed me to be thrown out of my house. Ordered, right? Then they violated me by telling me I have to go to a batter's thing that they recommended. Okay, now I want this lady on trial, under oath, not trial. I want her under oath, sworn under oath, as to why that she thinks I should go to this course and to why she thinks this. So my next court date is the 19th. If anybody, please be respectful about it, but I invite anyone in the area to show up and sit in there, because what happens, they save me this last, wait till nobody's there, don't want to put nothing on the record. You got to understand what I mean about on the record, what the court means by on the record. Okay, they clear nothing's on, there's no witnesses anywhere. So, show up in defense of our rights, not for me, for all of us. Because it's a matter of time before they get you on something stupid, okay? And they ruin your life over it, okay? They have, I got nothing to hide. I've done nothing wrong. And, I've defended myself up and down about it. My story's never changed once about it. Not once. Theirs has. Several times. And I got more on the two deputies involved, and I kind of don't want to go that route, but they're both married, and one of them would definitely not want some information out. I'm pretty sure, but okay, so now either I comply and call this place up and set up an appointment, even though I have no transportation. Oh, let me get back to that. So I call, Attorney General, nobody has an authority. So I call Community Action. I say, look, I'm out of electricity and I'm not trying to go this route, but I guess this is the route they tell me to go. And, oh, okay. So you come in and I tell them I have, nothing. No transportation. Well, we have walk-ins available tomorrow. You just need to bring your electric bill with your Social Security card or proof, and your statements, bank statements or whatever. We need to know all this shit. And I'm like, first of all, that's bullshit. I haven't been working for how long, and they know it, and it's their fault. Okay, and go ahead and bring those in. Well, I don't have transportation. Whatever. So, it's sickening, and I'm sick of myself right now. I'm sick of myself. This is disgusting. I can't clean my house. I can't shower. I can't, nothing. And this is the way it's gonna get worse, what they're gonna try to do to me. And this is my home, I'm not leaving it. So that's how that's gonna go. And by the 19th, I either comply or I show up to court on the 19th at 10 a.m. or 10:30 or, 10:30 a.m. So, and they'll save me for last, try to violate me, whatever. So if I do not, and I'm considering it, I don't want to say it for sure because I go along with what I say. When I say I'm going to do something, okay, so I don't know for sure, but I'm considering, riding my lawnmower up there, right from here, 10 miles into town, right up to court, and saying, no, sir, this is an unlawful order. I'm not going to do it. You put her in here under oath, and let's get down to this right now. And at that time, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to throw me in jail, especially if there are no witnesses. I don't really know what else. Okay, so my appeal, it's very important for Ohio. It really is, because it will come down to local courts coming down this if I'm allowed to get beat on it the next one. And that's going to take another year. Because no one would step in and make these guys held accountable to their oaths of office. My lawyer was working for and with Troy Essex, who is a piece of trash. He is doing not only to me, but to countless others. And because of this, they're threatening to sell my house. I have no services, and I've provided for myself the whole time. I've not reached out for any community help, anybody's help, and I've turned down help from friends and family. It's beyond that point for me to be doing that anymore, but because I understand this is not their responsibility. I understood what I was getting into, but they want to drag it on like this. So we'll see how it goes. Please help me out. And, I'll get that video out as soon as I can. And I apologize. There should have been several more, but they are hitting me. I'm hitting both courts in Defiance. I'm hitting this court, and they're hitting me now now credit cards are coming after me, of course. And I'm not once trying to say I don't owe people money. I'm not once trying to say I'm not going to pay people money. Okay. I'm saying this shit should be on hold until we prove what's going on here. How many nights did I sit in jail? And they want to see what I'm made of? If I can handle another year of this? I've gone on like this a year, no income, over a year. It's been like a year and a half. Well, I was still working while living in my truck. And them rotten assholes, they knew I was showing up to work, putting in my good effort, giving all to the work, to the job place. Because that's what I do, not causing any problems. They knew what was going on with me. They knew 100% what was going on with me. I was sleeping in my truck. And then when I say truck, I mean pickup truck. I'm not a truck driver. I worked on semi-trucks. I did not drive them, okay? I did not sleep in a truck provided with anything. I slept in my pickup truck. That I ended up having to lose. Now they kick me out. I'm going to be out on... and here's what else is going to happen. If they are successful of getting me out of my house, first of all, if you're thinking about bidding on my house, I wouldn't do that because I'm refusing to leave. So when they show up, how's that going to go down? I advise you to look it up on how does it go down when they show up to tell somebody to come outside and they don't. Okay, they're going to tear the walls down in this place. Are they not? I'm pretty sure. So there's one reason not to bid on it. But if they are successful at removing me from my property, then I will have no choice but to start making camp right on the bench, right up in front of the courthouse. And you bet your ass that's what I'll be doing. You evict me out of my house, you auction off my house, and I will be sleeping right up there. And every morning you guys can say good morning to me. It's going to happen. And I may just hitch a ride to Toledo, find all the junkies, bring them up, and we'll turn the center of Defiance into San Francisco in a matter of a week. If that's how you want to keep frickin' playing. You want to play games, I'll play. You want to see what I'm made of, I will take it. Because the judge can't handle what I'm going through. He wouldn't be able to handle one day in jail that he deserves now. Why does he deserve it? Violating his oath of office. Troy Essex couldn't handle one day in jail. And he deserves it. Where's my pound of flesh? Where's the people showing up fucking delivering steaks to me, ordering my electricity to be paid for, ordering my internet to be paid for, ordering all these things, telling me they're important services that must not go, and if I do not pay them, I will go to jail. That's what I was told when I was ordered out of my house. Well, you're innocent until proven guilty, but you're no longer allowed in your own house that only you live in, and you're not allowed to live there. Now somebody else is allowed to live there, and you will pay all of those bills or you will go to jail. Oh, are you facing some problems because we did that and we were wrong and now you're facing problems? Well, you could go to the food bank. You could walk another 10 miles to the food bank. If you watched this far, thank you. I appreciate it. And again, if you see me, see these. I'm not going to give up, but I'm at my wit's end here. It's rough. I'm maybe appearing in better spirits than I'm in. But yeah, this is day 7 with 7.5 with no electricity. I was fine the day they cut it off. Okay, I don't absolutely have to have electricity, but I do for running water. Okay, I do when I want to shower. I do when I want to freaking use the toilet. I do when I want to brush my teeth, when I want to wash my hands, when I want to clean my house. But so there's several ways you can help support this, and I'm not doing this to try to get people to feel sorry for me, because a lot of the stuff I've already gone through. I took pictures and videos and I chose not to throw it out there, and I tried to choose the honorable way with these guys. I kept mostly quiet all this time, trying to give them the chance to say, hey, we're sorry. What can we do to fix this? When they first went down, after 4 nights in jail, they could have probably said, oh, we're sorry. But no, he chose to press on for nothing. And, but like I said, I'm dead serious. I'll take your thoughts and prayers. There's plenty of them out there because nobody wants them these days. I'll take them. I will surely take them. That's the most important thing I'm asking for from anyone who's taken this time to view this and taken a few minutes to care. You don't have to give a crap about me. You don't have to like me. I don't, that's fine. That it's not about me. It's 100% not about me. It's about all of us, especially right here in Ohio. But it's not just Ohio, but it greatly affects all of Ohio. What happens to my case, to Rob's case, and these other cases happens, okay? And not only are we the one I'm being violated, that what happens from here on out, because I'm appealing, that however that plays out, they will go back to those appeals if you're defeated on them, and they will use them against other people to violate them. It's all of us. It's about our rights, our individual rights, and they'll use every excuse they can to come up with the reasons they do this and that. Like, oh, the reason we had to put a protection order on because one day we got called to an argument and we didn't know the guy was hiding under the bed, and when we left, he shot the woman. That's their excuse. That's what they tell. That's a sad story. I understand that that's a sad story, and that does happen. But the problem is we're in a republic. I don't care if that's happened 99 times and I'm number 100. My rights do not count on the other 99 people. I've done nothing wrong, and I certainly displayed no violence. But the cops report he's admitting to having this. This is why you do not call the police. Okay? The person that called the police on me most definitely had my life on the line that night. And it's evident. And when I could show the report, the one cop, he had his hand ready on the gun, ready. He said it right in his report. In case I might have been a threat. These guys are killers. They're animals. And so, yeah, your thoughts and prayers, I'll take them. And there is other ways you can show your support if you support this work. And if, I understand I got work to get out there. Videos that should have been out already that are going to be helpful to a lot of people out there. You can find ways There's things I've learned that I'm going to share, and I'm going to connect up with these auditors and the ones who are honest, and I don't want people to believe in me and think I might be a criminal. Okay, certainly there's criminals that deserve the charges that these people do, but you don't get to use stuff that when there's a real criminal and use the same process when you know that somebody's not a criminal. Okay, that's the problem here. Okay, if these people want to do their jobs right, I'll support them. Okay, and you don't know how hard it is for me. Like, we're going to say something in Rob's video, and I'm going to give a little bit of, you could call it praise, I suppose, to the cop, because where it's wrong, where they got it wrong, and you don't know how hard it is for me to do that. It's not, no, I don't want to, because they have proven how much pigs they are, but I still choose the route of respect. Okay, I come at them in a respectful manner and try to handle this in a respectful manner instead of jumping in their face with the camera, calling them pigs out and every fucking thing else. And and if somebody chooses to do that way, that's their way. I'm not saying that that's wrong, that you're wrong, but I'm saying I choose the way. I'm trying to believe that the way of respect will get better progress, but will it? Okay, now I believe, and I'm sure these people hate John F. Kennedy, but I'm just going to quote him it's just a known thing that John F. Kennedy just one of many that felt this way. But what was it? Those who make peaceful resolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. And that's what's going on here. And I'm trying the most peaceful routes here, and they are totally violating me and totally ignoring me, and not just me, a lot of us, and stepping all over us. And if anyone's got any questions, I will prove every bit of my innocence. I wish I had all my stuff up. I will prove everything I'm saying, everything about my lawyer, everything about my employer, everything about the judge, everything about the prosecutor. I was innocent and I did not deserve this. And it is not only not fair, but it is not right. It is not morally right. It is not lawfully right. And but I'm gonna try to get with, work with some of these other auditors or other people discussing these kinds of topics on YouTube and stuff, and try to get with some of these guys and work out ways to share my knowledge with their knowledge, all our different knowledge collectively, and we can turn this around, and we need to do it right away, because soon enough AI is going to be taking over all this stuff, and our laws are going to be no longer based on the real law. And you can check out my website, AmericaUncensored.net. You can check out Media Defiance. Check me out on YouTube at America Uncensored. I'm on any donations that, if you feel whatever, at America Uncensored Cash App. It's America Uncensored PayPal, whatever. All that's established to help my work for, but I'm not trying to be like, I don't know. I'm not trying to make people feel sorry for me. I want you to feel sorry for all of us. All of us. It's a big problem. So, and then also, follow me along on social media. I got Twitter is at LP Steel for Real, and my Facebook is at Uncensored America or something like that. Check me out, Facebook. You can find all that from my website, AmericaUncensored.net, and hopefully they're doing everything to shut me down. I've been through this kind of stuff, some kind of stuff when it comes to my website and stuff, where they're gonna end up. Please help spread the words, share this, and share your thoughts in the comments. Share your thoughts in the comments as soon as I can get this uploaded. Any thoughts you have, and or any dislikes you have of me too. I don't care, whatever. Any questions you might have for upcoming videos, and or anything I might miss. I'm all over the place right now. My mind is just out of it, but let's I'll get back with you guys, and I'll see what I can do to get that video up for Rob Schaefer's case. And I had another one, but that's the main one I was editing. I want to get that one done first and get it up as soon as I can. I'll borrow somebody's electricity and hook my stuff up. And I don't know. I don't know what to say, what to do. Thanks for checking it out. Feel pretty rough right now, and it's probably only going to get worse if I'm facing the very reality that they may, these idiots may be trying to get rid of me. Feel sorry for my dog if you want.